I'm Gina Mizell here with Oregon State beat partner Connor Letourneau. We are in Corvallis, where Oregon State continues to prepare for its second game of the 2014 season. The Beavers will take on Hawaii in Honolulu on Saturday evening, technically, but Saturday night here in Oregon. Obviously, coming out of the Portland State game, two glaring issues. Red zone woes, penalties were an issue, offensive line was average. You've talked to a lot of people kind of about the state of those position groups, the state of those parts of the team. What have you learned the last couple of days?
Well, especially with the O-line, I think we could kind of predict that they were going to have some issues given that there's 4 new regular starters starting for them. So they kind of just had your typical growing pains. Gavin Andrews told me yesterday that they were nervous, and a lot of those issues, if you look at the box score, were early on in the game, and it was because they were nervous and kind of let the moment get to them a little bit. But they kind of calmed down, got into a little bit of a rhythm, I think, as the game progressed. But there's definitely a lot to work on, especially as you talked about with those penalties, kind of jumping off with those penalties. I talked today with Caleb Smith, who, as we know, is an extremely talented physical specimen, but has always struggled in his career with false starts and penalties, and once again had those struggles on Saturday. He just was straight up honest to me. He's like, I have issues focusing. I lose focus. I don't pay attention at times in the game, and that's something I need to work on. And Hamlet said the same thing, that he's noticed that with Smith, so he's really going to just try to work on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even the last couple of days in practice, Caleb Smith's been coached hard. When he's made a mistake, he's been called out for it, and obviously he made some key ones in the game. But you look defensively, obviously that performance against Portland State in the second half was really, really big. I saw you talking to Dylan Wynn earlier today. Hawaii is going to present a pretty big challenge as far as they bring a big running back. So how does the challenge from Portland State change this week?
I think it changes a lot, and the interesting thing about Iosefa, their running back, is that he didn't play last year against Oregon State because he had a foot injury, came on the last 5 games, I believe, of last season, and totally opened up that entire offense. They were able to open up the spread because they were running with quick, hard runs with him. And I know Banker is kind of worried about him. He's going to be a tough physical specimen that's going to be hard to tackle. So that's really their number one priority with defending Hawaii, is stopping him, stopping that run, and then hopefully getting the win.
Yeah, little bit different than the dual threat quarterbacks that the Portland State was able to throw at Oregon State last week. A couple injury updates. Grant Bayes, who missed practice Monday with a back injury, was back in full pads, running with the first unit. Ryan Murphy, same thing. He was out with a shoulder bruise, sat out Monday's practice, was back on Tuesday. And so really this team shapes up pretty healthy going into the second game of the 2014 season. So we will have more. I will be in Hawaii starting Wednesday. The rest of the crew will be there on Friday. You'll be here at practice in Corvallis on Wednesday. So keep everything locked on OregonLive.com. Keep reading the Oregonian, and we will catch you.
One last note.
Breaking
I know
news.
This is a football video, but I want to talk for a second about some hoops news. At 2:30 today, Trace Tinkle, Steven Thompson Jr., and Derek Bruce, 3 top 150 recruits who are heavily recruited by Oregon State. 2 of them have to be sons of coaches, are announcing at the same time where they're committing. I wonder if there's anything planned going on.
I don't know. It's really difficult
and
to
at 4 p.m., all 3 of those will be joining us on OregonLive.com for a live chat. So huge day potentially for Oregon State hoops.
Yeah, you just had to slip that into this football video. No, I'm just playing. Again, for Connor Letourneau, I'm Gina Mizell. Keep it on OregonLive.com. Keep it reading the Oregonian, and we'll keep catching you with football updates along the week.